A few days ago, I invited you to consider a different perspective on sleep. The idea is poor sleep is not the problem you need to solve. Poor sleep is a symptom. Today, I want to expand on that idea and show you why reframing the problem of sleep is the first step in the Vault 5-part Sleep Clarity series and the foundation for lasting sleep improvement. Let's get started. Sleep is notoriously difficult to conceptualize. Unlike a strained muscle or injured joint, structures you can visualize and often feel, sleep is a brain state created by chemical and neural signals transmitted between brain regions and affected by signals happening in the rest of the body. You can't feel melatonin being synthesized in your pineal gland. You can't sense GABA receptor activation. You can't detect the shift in your suprachiasmatic nucleus signaling in response to light. You can't see this happening on an ultrasound the same way you can see a joint issue. Yet, these processes build and sustain sleep in ways similar to how structural support maintains spinal stability. But because they're invisible in our day-to-day experience, we tend to default to addressing what we can observe, the symptom of disrupted sleep itself. This is where a mental comparison with back pain becomes valuable. It provides a visual model for an otherwise invisible system. The back pain parallel: why one solution doesn't fit all back pain or sleep issues. Lower back pain is a symptom. It can arise from multiple different causes: herniated disc compressing nerve roots, muscle strain from repetitive loading, SI joint dysfunction creating instability, hip misalignment transferring stress to the lumbar spine. The cause is important to know because stretching protocols that resolve muscle strain can worsen a herniated disc. Physical therapy for disc compression looks different from stabilization work for SI joint issues. And gait retraining for hip misalignment will not do anything for a muscle strain. Applying the wrong approach at best does nothing. At worst, it can exacerbate the problem or create new problems. The same principle applies to sleep. The two-phase solution, and why this also matters for sleep. Resolving back pain typically involves two phases: addressing the pain itself, managing acute symptoms, identifying and correcting the underlying source, restoring stability. Here's where the back pain analogy becomes even more helpful. When you're working on back pain, a physical therapist can tell you which phase you're in. They can show you whether a specific exercise is managing symptoms or correcting the structural source. With sleep, this clarity almost never exists. We're left to figure it out ourselves. So we keep trying what we can. New supplements, better mattresses, meditation apps, cooler rooms. But here's the question we haven't been given the tools to answer. Which phase are these approaches actually addressing? In Part 2 of the Vault 5-part Sleep Clarity series, I'll show you the framework that answers this question. You'll be able to see which category your strategies fall into and understand why this difference often determines whether a strategy produces somewhat better or sometimes helpful outcomes versus consistent restoration. If this episode was helpful, consider liking and subscribing so you'll be notified when new ones go live. And if you'd like to help more people move past 3 a.m. wake-ups, share this episode with someone who's been struggling to stay asleep. To learn more about Sleep OS, my flagship system built to help you sleep through the night, even when good sleep hygiene hasn't worked, visit thelongevityvault.com. The link's in the show notes.